Welcome to Stephen AI FM, Daily Irish News Podcast. I'm Stephen, and this is today's 5 stories shaping Ireland right now. So here's what we're diving into today. We're going to kick things off with a new tech that's catching thousands of uninsured drivers. Then we'll turn to the incredible and enduring legacy of Ashling Murphy. After that, it's all about Dublin's development drama. You know, big plans hitting big roadblocks. We'll also unpack the strange paradox of a booming economy that just doesn't feel that way for everyone. And finally, we'll take a look at the high-stakes cases filling up our nation's courts. Okay, first up, there's been this massive surge in enforcement on Irish roads lately, right? And it really all comes down to one thing, a powerful new digital tool that the Gardaí have gotten their hands on. And get this, the scale of this is just huge. We're talking 1,600 vehicles being taken off the road every single month. This is not some small-scale operation. It's a nationwide digital net, and it is definitely closing in. So you have to ask, what's changed? How has enforcement all of a sudden become so incredibly effective? Well, the answer, as you might have guessed, is technology. And the process itself, it's brilliantly simple and super fast. It's a 3-step check. A Garda scans your plate, that number is instantly fired off to a new massive insurance database, and boom, within seconds, they know if you're covered or not. There's really nowhere left to hide. And listen, the consequences are severe. If you're caught, this is not just a slap on the wrist. You're looking at an automatic court date, 5 penalty points, fines that can go all the way up to $5,000, and even potential jail time. And of course, they seize your car right there on the roadside. So here's why this matters to absolutely everyone, even if your insurance is paid up. It's estimated that law-abiding drivers are paying an extra €30 to €35 on their policies, just to cover the costs from uninsured drivers. So this crackdown isn't just about safety, it's about fairness. All right, let's shift gears now from a story of enforcement. We turn to one of enduring legacy. 4 years after her tragic death, Ashling Murphy's memory is being honored not with sadness, but as this powerful and positive force for education and for Irish culture. And this was Ashling's favorite Sean Folkhall, her favorite Irish proverb. Molan oge, agus chickfashin, praise the youth and they will come. It's become the guiding principle for the Ashling Murphy Memorial Fund, and it just perfectly captures its spirit of investing in the next generation. So the fund's work is built on 3 main pillars. The first one is education. We're seeing direct investment right into schools, with money going to things like sensory rooms for students and specialized support for kids who need it. There's also a scholarship at her alma mater, Mary Immaculate College. The second pillar is all about culture, reflecting her passion as an incredible musician. Over €150,000 has been donated to promote traditional arts. That supports everything from scholarships for young people to go to the Geltacht to providing instruments for kids who otherwise couldn't afford to learn. And the third pillar is advocacy. The fund has donated to Victim Support at Court, an organization that helps families navigate what can be a really cold and intimidating justice system. Her memory is also celebrated in the community through an annual road race, which combines her love of sport and getting everyone together. So, while one legacy is building for the future of our capital city, Dublin is, well, it's facing a major dilemma. The city's at a critical juncture where these huge, ambitious plans are clashing head-on with some very serious legal and logistical roadblocks. And you can really think of it like this. You've got the engine of progress, all these fantastic plans for new cycle lanes, greenways, and public plazas. But at the same time, someone's pulling the handbrake with high court challenges and the threat of strikes, slowing everything right down. And these plans are very real, and they're supposed to be happening like right now. This year, construction is meant to start on 13 new projects. By summer, buses are supposed to be gone from College Green for that new pedestrian plaza, and later in the year, major bus connects work is scheduled. It's an absolutely packed agenda. But here's that handbrake in action. The High Court's planning list is just swamped with challenges to these big projects. A perfect example is the Lewis extension to Finglas, which is facing a major legal fight that could cause huge delays. So the ambition is there for sure, but the path forward is, well, it's anything but clear. You know, this feeling of progress being stalled isn't just on our streets. It's being felt in people's pockets. And that brings us to a real paradox at the heart of the Irish economy. On paper, the country is booming, but for many, it feels like anything but prosperous. I mean, just look at this number. €106 billion. That's the record amount the state took in from taxes.
It paints a picture of a nation that is, financially speaking, incredibly healthy on a macro level, mostly powered by multinational profits. But then you see this. While the state is collecting record sums, ordinary savers are losing a combined €3 billion a year. And why? Because the same global inflation that helps drive up corporate profits is just eating away at the value of their money in the bank. That's the disconnect. And this tension is playing out on the ground. Workers, squeezed by the cost of living crisis, see the national wealth and are demanding pay rises of up to 6% just to keep up. But employer groups, pointing to their own rising costs, say that's unrealistic and they're offering something closer to 3.5%. It's a gap that's fueling a whole new wave of potential industrial action. This tension between the official figures and the on-the-ground reality often plays out in our legal system. As the courts reopen for the Hillary law term, their dockets aren't just full. They're a mirror of the pressures and conflicts across all of Irish society. I mean, the civil courts are set to be a spectator sport, reflecting these battles over immense wealth. You've got Conor McGregor being sued by a former sparring partner for a cut of the proper number 12 whiskey sale, and Web Summit's Paddy Cosgrave is in court next month facing a defamation case. But on the criminal side, the work is incredibly grim and serious, dealing with the most extreme societal breakdowns. Trials are beginning for the murders of Bruna Fonseca and Dana Walsh in Cork. In Dublin, a woman is being sentenced for the murder of her stepson, and a man convicted of a murder from 44 years ago is having his appeal heard. So when you look at all these cases, from business disputes to development challenges to murder trials, the entire legal system starts to feel like a clogged funnel. A massive volume of issues is being poured in at the top, but institutional bottlenecks are slowing the whole process down. It really shows that whether it's on our roads, in our economy, or in our courts, Ireland is grappling with the same core challenge, a massive gap between our ambition and a much, much more complex reality. Thanks for tuning in to Stephen AI FM.